Hi friends, this is Caitlin, and today we're going to be making a non-traditional Christmas card, both in colors and kind of general setup. So I fell in love with this stamp set from Pawsome Stamps. This is the All Aboard, and the second that I saw this, I knew I wanted to use it to make a slimline card. If you've made a slimline card before, you know that having some images that can actually stretch the whole way across the 8 inches or 8.5 inches of your card is a game changer. And this train is just so stinking cute. I've also seen other people on the design team use it to make a regular A2 size card and a mini slimline, and I just love that it fits all of those. So our non-traditional color scheme today is going to be inspired by that sequin mix that I was just holding up, that Candy Christmas with the pinks and teals and whites and a little touch of gray. And then I'm just showing you all of the new sequin mixes from Pawsome Stamps with this new release that just came out. I love their sequin mixes. They're very inspiring to me. It's a good way for me to kind of get my brain going if I feel like I'm in a little bit of a slump. So the last thing I grabbed is the Clouds for Days stencil, which is again perfect for those slimline cards with those super long sides. And I love this card so much. So the first step is going to be stamping out our train. And right now I'm just going through and kind of doing a practice round to make sure that I like how everything is going to be laid out. Because I'm going to be applying this piece to the front of a full panel shaker, I decided to fussy cut it and make it one whole piece just so that gluing it down would be a lot easier. If you prefer to die cut things, do whatever makes you happy, but I am going to cut it out as one piece. And I did want to add in the little moose driving the train to start. So I'm going to stamp him first. I laid him right over the window of the front part of the train. I'm going to cover that with a full stick post-it note and trim him out. And that is how I prefer to do my masking. I know other people use actual masking paper or masking sheets. This is just what I've done since I started, and it works for me. I've never had an issue with it, and I usually keep my post-its for a while. So if you haven't tried a post-it note, I would say try it. So I have him masked up. I stamped in the front part of the train and I guess the engine car. I don't know how that works. And then I'm just working my way down my card panel, making sure I'm realigning my paper into that left bottom corner each time. Because these are new stamps, they are extremely sticky, and so they will shift your paper around. So if it doesn't take up the full space, just be careful that you're, even with the magnet there, that you are picking them up and putting them back where they're supposed to go. I added the coal, or I really want to make this glitter the next time that I do this. I think that would be so cute. But I did make it coal this time. So I added coal, I added the little sled, and I added the present bag to the last car. Then I went in with a Copic marker or a Copic pen, and I just created the little connectors, putting the whole train together. And now I'm going to go in with the colors that coordinate with my sequin mix that I have up there in the corner to kind of keep me on track. And I'm going to color this whole thing in with teals, pinks, and grays. This was so much fun, and I love that you could really change this up for your recipient. I also love the idea of having a wintry Christmas card or holiday card that is not a traditional red and green. Right? I think it's sometimes we get so caught up in kind of those traditional color schemes. It's really fun to kind of take a step back and try something different. So I mixed some BG markers and some RV markers to create all of my colors, and then tons of these neutral grays. I'm going to be adding lots of metal accents across my train, and then adding in a super dark, basically black neutral gray for the wheels all the way down across. I just thought it was really fun to have this kind of color themed piece, even though it's not monochromatic. Just working with a limited color scheme in general is really fun to me, to kind of how you can use and manipulate your colors. kind of restricting yourself, to me, in some ways helps really make you more creative. And it really pushes me to help plan out my coloring as well, because you'll see I try to alternate my colors back and forth as we work our way down the cars. So that, you know, the same color wasn't next to each other. It wasn't too repetitive, and just kind of keeps you on your toes. So I did color in my mousse, like in theory, like an actual mousse. I used some earth tones on him. I kept my coloring very simple, and just to pop against that teal car, I gave him a little pink scarf, and I'm just going to work my way down my card. So while I am coloring, I'll have all of the colors that I'm using listed in the description box below for you, as always. And I just wanted to do a quick check-in with you guys. I know this time of year can be a little bit crazy, a little bit hectic. You know, this year my family's dealt with some losses, so the holidays can definitely be hard for a lot of people. And I just wanted you guys to know that I'm thinking of you. I hope that you had an amazing holiday. I hope that you guys saw some amazing sales. I'll put a link down in my description box below. I did make a little blog post just with kind of different links to some of the companies that I'm design teaming with. Some that I have affiliate links for, and some that I don't. Some that I just love and want to support. A lot of them are small businesses, women-owned businesses. And so anytime you can shop small or support, you know, your friends and people that have had your back, why not? But yeah, I hope everybody had a really great holiday, a Thanksgiving if you live in the States. I had an amazing day with family. We usually see my husband's family during the holidays, especially Thanksgiving. My side of the family doesn't do we don't like to travel on holidays. And my family all lives kind of far from me now. So for our tradition is always to go see my husband's family, and I love them. They are so great, and my kids love them. And it was just a really, really good day with really good food. I was really worried. I haven't talked about it a lot on here, but I've had some health struggles this year. And for the time being, I'm currently gluten-free and trying to limit dairy as much as possible. So I was a little concerned of what Thanksgiving might look like, but in reality, it was really good. I did make myself a gluten-free pumpkin bread loaf, and that was... it was so good. So at least I still got my pumpkin dessert, and turkey's gluten-free. So there you go. It was fine. So jumping back into the card, you can see I did alternate those colors, like I was saying, across my little train cars, kind of going back and forth with the teal and the pink. I just want to reiterate how cute this stamp set is and how fun it is that you can really customize the train to be whatever you want. So you can make every single car have presents. You could have every single car have coal and make it like a naughty list card. Either way, I just think it's really fun and definitely something you could use. You wouldn't even have to make this a holiday card. It could be like a winter birthday card. You could leave out the moose with his scarf and just make it an anytime birthday card. It could be a birthday train. So definitely something to think about. I know a lot of us, especially this time of year when money is usually going towards other people, are trying to make sure that we are investing in crafty supplies that we're really going to get the best use out of. And so I think something like this, where you really could use it year round easily and make so many different types of cards with it, is definitely one of those things that it would make sense to invest in. I'm just saying. Also, Pawsome Stamps is having a Black Friday sale this weekend with a discount code. I'll have all of that information down in the description box below as well for you. I am on the design team, so I was given this stamp set for free, but I don't have to be posting, the cards I make with them on my channel. I just wanted to share it with you because it just turned out so sweet. So now that my coloring and fussy cutting is done, I am stamping out the panel that's going to go inside my shaker. And so I stamped it with the sending loads of Christmas cheer your way. And we're going to do some ink blending on top of that. I'm using some Neenah Solar 80-pound cardstock, Solar White 80-pound cardstock. And I'm going in with Distress inks. I decided to pick 2 kind of turquoisey teals and 2 of those kind of raspberry toned pinks. And I'm just going to work my way down my card, going from the darkest teal, which is Peacock Feathers, into the Salvaged Patina, and then Kitsch Flamingo, and my last one will be that darkest pink, the Picked Raspberry. So again, if you were using a different shaker mix, or even like a white shaker mix or clear, you could change these colors up for whatever you want, kind of customize it to your recipient. But again, I just love this kind of sugar plum fairy color story that's happening with that Candy Christmas shaker mix. So stinking cute. I also love the like purpley color that you get when you combine these 2 colors together. You see I go over the edges here with that Salvaged Patina, and the little hint of purple that you get on the corners is just beautiful. So I'm taking a piece of leftover packaging. It's actually from this stamp set because I tore it when I was taking it out, so I figured what it's a sign from the universe. So I'm trimming my piece of packaging down just a little bit. You want to make sure that your packaging overhangs so that you can fold your pieces over, but you don't want a ton of bulk behind your card if you can help it. So I'm using my Tombow permanent adhesive to just one side at a time, lay down my tape and fold over my edges, and then trim the excess off of the corners. That's just so that when you do adhere this down to your main card panel, everything lays nice and smooth. And I like to leave one of the smaller edges open for my shaker bits. So I poured that in. I decided it wasn't enough. I'm going to go in and add some more. And this shaker mix is fun too, because you can see it has some of those bigger snowflakes. And I love that with a Slimline shaker panel, or a larger shaker panel in general, you really get to see all the different shapes, and it lets those snowflakes kind of stand out. So I'm adding more Tombow adhesive to the back, making sure I'm going over the packaging as well as the center, and I'm adding this to a piece of Neenah Desert Storm cardstock that I have folded in half to make my card base. I added a little sentiment on the inside of it, one of the other ones from the stamp set, and now I'm just attaching my train right to the front. Oh, this is just so cute. You're gonna see I made sure I got some action shots of it shaking. I just think this is so fun. What kid wouldn't love to get a Christmas card like this? I mean, I know plenty of adults that would be excited too, but I hope you're feeling super inspired to play with some colors, get creative, get those crafty juices flowing. I hope you have an amazing week, and as always, happy crafting.